Hello, everybody. So, today we are going to talk about a literary work or a literary piece, one of the oldest literary pieces named Beowulf. Beowulf was an epic poem, and this is one of the longest epic poem of English. So, in this session, we'll be talking about the introduction on Beowulf, the historical background of Beowulf, the authorship, also about the nature of the work and storyline and the trials that Beowulf as a character or the protagonist had to undergo in his life. To begin with, let's see the introduction. So the text was not initially named. So if you look at the Anglo-Saxon age or the history of the Anglo-Saxon period, the book as Beowulf was not named, while it was the later historians who discovered it and named it as Beowulf based on the leading character or the protagonist of the work as Beowulf. So this is the only text that is found in a single manuscript. While if you look at the other works that existed during that particular period of time, multiple versions of it was found. While if you look at the uh, piece of work named Beowulf, only in this a single manuscript was found. So a whole text, it is a very large poem. Even though it is a very large poem, it was found in a single manuscript. So this also survived the ravages of time. Even though many parts of it was damaged, the existing translation that is being available in English is based on all the limitations of it put together. Now, if you look at the subject matter of this work, then it is quite religious as well as allegorical in nature. Looking at the historical background, this is one of the surviving oldest epic poem in English. Even though it comes under Old English, this is not English in reality, while it is more of Germanic in nature. So this was the language of Anglo-Saxons. So it is written in Old English, which is much more Germanic. So it needs a proper translation, which is being made available. So it evolved through many retelling before it was written down. So if you look at the age of Anglo-Saxon or the time period, they were much importance to poems and songs. While nothing of these sort were written down, everything was being presented to the audience or to the comments through retelling process or through a very oral process where a group of poet or bard will be traveling from place to village and reciting it before people. So this was a form of literature that existed, a mere oral literature. While through oral retelling, much things have changed. It evolved. So the final script that we have as Beowulf is has evolved through retelling process before it was written down. So only after retelling towards the end of the century, maybe it was written down because Christianity arrived and the writing process started. Much of records were being maintained. So the earliest known owner of the manuscript was a 16th century scholar named Lawrence Novell. So talking about the authorship of the book is not known. The author is not known and it is anonymous. But there are assumptions that it is perhaps a monk or someone else with academic inclination who might have written it down, because during that particular period of time or during Anglo-Saxon age, education was fully available only with monasteries or monks, and it is assumed that it might have been written down any of the monk or someone linked with the monastery, since it also has a religious inclination. While if you look at the Anglo-Saxon religion, it's most of paganism, which they do not believe in God and devil and all that, while Christianity do believe in all these. So we find a Christian inclination or a religious inclination in the work, which is a factor where they say maybe the monasteries or the monk might have wrote it down. So maybe the story also evolved in the process of retelling with a religious transition coming up. Now, looking at the nature of the work, the subject is mainly about a hero or the protagonist named Beowulf, and the work gives a glimpses of the past and the way of life during that period of time. So looking at this work, we get a glimpse of the Anglo-Saxon period of time, or some 800th century or 800 AD. We get to know about the lifestyle of people, how they lived, how the king was, or how the courtship really worked on. And the poem was written by a poet who lived among the Christians, whose ancestors are known to be pagan. So maybe the work was written down by a poet who was a first generation Christian in Anglo Saxons. So the discussion of Beowulf was revived only in the 20th century by J.R.R. Tolkien on his lecture delivered in 1936 on Beowulf, the Monsters and the Critics. In this lecture, Tolkien argues that Beowulf should be seen more as a poem rather than a historical work. Since looking at as a historical work, much of the literary elements that the poem has is being lost. So, since this is one among a historical work, or a work that describes a period of Anglo-Saxons, much of it, or many poets or many literary scholars look at it as as a historical work rather than a mere poem, a mere epic. Now, the storyline is about Hrothgar, a king of the Danes. It's about a king of the Danes who builds a Mead Hall called Hewlett Hall. Now, a Mead Hall or a Hewlett Hall is somewhere where lots of people, or people of that particular village, gather together. It's a big hall where they gather together and enjoy their luxuries, like having beverages together. But in course of time, it was turned down that only the kings used to build up Mead Hall or Horthat Hall. So the Hrothgar, king of the Danes, also builds a Mead Hall where the warriors and the courtmen gather together and enjoy. While this actually makes a bit of noise, and Grendel attacks them. So he actually attacks and drives away all these king's men and warriors out of the hall, and he rules the hall for 12 years. So this is a sort of big hall, very big hall, and this hall is being attacked by Grendel. Now, a great warrior of Gateland comes to help. So the name of this warrior is Beowulf. So, this work, epic of Beowulf, is about the trials that Beowulf had to undergo in his life. Beowulf was destined to become the king of the Gates, a Swedish tribe, and he is a Scandinavian warrior. The major topic of the poem is the three major trials that Beowulf had to undergo in his lifetime, and these trials demonstrates Beowulf's fearlessness and his strength as a leader. Now, the storyline begins with a battle with a monster named Grendel. Now, this is the monster who attacks Hrothgar and his companion who were enjoying in the Meertal, while Beowulf sails to Danes and he kills the monster. While once the monster is being killed, the news reaches Grendel's mother, and this Grendel's mother attacks them again, for which again Beowulf struggles with Grendel's mother and kills her. Later on, years later, in the land of Gatesland, a dragon is being attacked by the common people. So the common people are under attack, and again the Beowulf is being succeeded in killing the dragon. So if you look at this map, we find that this is where Gatesland is and this is where Dane is. He has to sail all across this big sea to arrive at Danes, because the king of the Danes, Hrothgar, asked for help to Beowulf. Because he is one among the greatest Scandinavian warrior at that particular period of time. So he comes here, he stays here for some time, and he goes back and rules his country as the king. So this particular work is analyzed for its symbolism and allegory, And many critics also believe that the figure of monster and dragon did not represent anything in reality, because it was a period where paganism and Christianity existed hand in hand, and much of the people were pagans because their ancestors were all pagans. So it was written by, the story was created by some people of pagan religion who really did not believe in their existence, while through the retelling process, the final form that we are made available has all these. So Beowulf was also made into a movie in 2007. So if you look at the old English script of Beowulf, it is originally Germanic in nature rather than being in English. So that's all about Beowulf. Thank you.